Hey, it's Mark with Mark's Dodgers Cards. This is going to be a short video recapping the West Coast Card Show and sharing a little bit about my, I guess, strategy or thoughts about what I'm going to be focusing on this year in terms of my collecting. I did get to go to the West Coast Card Show just for a couple hours. I was down in LA visiting my parents for my mom's birthday, which was on Friday. And so I didn't go to the card show on Friday when a lot of the other YouTubers were there and got together. I did get to go Saturday morning for a couple of hours, and I got to do a full circuit of the show. It was a very big show, so I walked all the aisles very rapidly twice. I didn't really do a lot of, talking to dealers about kind of what was underneath what was on top. I just sort of looked at what was in people's showcases. And I did go through some boxes of cards that were kind of to the sides, flipped through them. Kind of took note of the prices, kind of very similar to what I experienced the last time I was at a show. I felt that there was a great variety of stuff. A lot of the things in the 50s and 60s, I'm kind of like actually focusing on, I had been like kind of trying to get stuff from the 50s because I've completed my Dodger run from 56 to 79. So like, some of those cards are, I feel still pretty pricey. I feel the market's really very hot right now. I'm just not feeling like, kind of spending the dollars that are being asked for cards. I don't think that necessarily the dealers were all super overpriced or anything. I just think the market's really strong. So I got only one card. I spent $75 and I got a card that kind of fits right in the type of cards that I'm going to be collecting. Focusing on this year. Before I get into that, I want to mention I did get to see a few people. I saw George at Diamond Yard Sports at his booth. I got to see Greg over at Midlife briefly, said hi. And one person came up to me, a guy named Phil, who, really nice guy. He had recognized me from the channel and had an item for me that he had said that he was hoping he'd run into me and had something for me. And he gave me this incredibly generous gift of this picture pack Pee Wee Reese. This is from the late 40s. And I don't have this. Thank you so much, Phil. It was great to get to meet you and talk with you and kind of walk around the show a little bit. Yeah, this is super nice. I'll show it when I turn the camera around. But this also kind of fits in line with the kind of things that I'm going to be focusing on. So what I'm going to be focusing on a lot this year, and I've got a few little projects here and there, but one of the way the market is right now, I think I'm going to be continuing to look for just more like oddball stuff that's sort of in that kind of low demand, low supply category of the different types of cards that are out there. The high demand, high supply is really highly priced right now. A lot of that stuff I'm not super interested in. I'm going to still focus on some of the high demand, low supply stuff, especially with like, kind of some Zach Wheats come up. I'm still trying to complete my 1915 Cracker Jack set, and that's expensive. I need 2 or 3 more cards from that. But I'm really going to be focusing in the low demand, low supply, rare things that not a lot of people really want, so they're easy for me to get, which is the card that I picked up, falls squarely in the card that I picked up at the show. So I'm going to turn the camera around and I'll show you the card that I got, and that also really nice gift from Phil, the Pee Wee Reese. All right, first up is this Pee Wee Reese, which I kind of need to move the camera back to see the whole thing, but great image of him. Phil told me, and I got to look into this more, that there has a similar image in a couple different picture packs from the late 40s, and you can't really tell which one it is without seeing the whole pack. But anyway, these are blank backs. As you can see, a very oversized item. But yeah, really cool. Happy to add this to the collection. That was just a super generous gift. The card that I did buy was this Ralph Branca card. Ralph Branca, of course, was one of the Boys of Summer. He's most famous for giving up Bobby Thompson's home run. But this card is a 1947 Sports Exchange Ralph Branca. as you could see, blank back. But this was at a dealer named Ryan Sadowski. Other YouTubers who have made videos about the show mentioned his incredible booth. He had a huge selection of cards, and I bought from him before. He's a really fair guy, great dealer. Suggest checking him out. He also sells on Facebook. Anyway, I was shuffling through it, a big boxes of these slabbed older cards, and this one caught my eye because I'd never seen it before and I'd never heard of this set. But I did a little research, and this card, there's only 2 of them that are graded by PSA and 1 graded by SGC. And of course, Ralph Branca is not the biggest name, but if you look at the other names in the set, there's, you know, maybe a couple dozen of like the biggest stars graded. So it's a pretty rare set. And yeah, so was happy to find this. He had it listed at 90. I offered him 70. He came back at 75, and we made a deal. So yeah, I'll just see if I can get this out of here and show a little bit clearer picture. This is also Ralph Branca's rookie card. It's his first year. There's a few other 1947 issues, but yeah, I feel like rookie card, rare card, there's only like 3 graded between SGC and PSA of a, you know, kind of significant player in Dodger history. Yeah, I'll take that any day of the week. And this is kind of the area that I'm going to be focusing on, you know, kind of getting cards that are significant, interesting, but maybe there's not a lot of them issued, and a lot of people aren't really like clamoring for them either. So this is right up my alley, and yeah, happy to pick it up. All right, that's what I got today, and thanks for watching.